All right, we'll call to order select board meeting for November 24th. It's a work session with the DPW superintendent. So, you would ask to have a meeting with the board and start to talk about some of your goals and initiatives. So
Yeah, I just want to make
You
sure.
are taking attendance.
Oh, yeah, iPhone.
How do we do this?
Oh, we forgot to set it up on the computer. Isn't there a way to set it up where you have to type it in?
Well, you can type anything in. You could write Billy
Sure.
Bob Jones.
All right, so everybody that's on the Zoom call, if you could put your first and last name on your title.
Whatever could, don't know how. But
Well,
Well, we know you there, we can see you.
Yeah, you're on video. We can see you. You're good.
We have one
okay.
down in the bottom right corner, that's iPhone.
Who's that?
Let's go.
That's Bill Price. Yeah.
Just making sure. iPhone user?
So we got Dan Platt, Bill Price, and who else? There you go.
Thank you.
Kenny. First name, don't need it. Thank you. Okay.
So back to where we were. So you wanted to discuss goals and initiatives and priorities for the DPW?
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm heading in the same direction you guys want to be going. So
Sure.
be going in two different directions. Like a couple of the bigger projects that I've been looking at, and I talked to you a little bit about, was like Silverbrook Road, getting that stuff. I mean, it's bad. I've gotten pricing on it. It's to do the whole thing. It's probably gonna cost like $200,000. That's the read. I got one price and the guy wasn't gonna grind it. He just wanted to pave over. That's not the right way to do it. Sure. It's not gonna last. And the second price was to grind it, put it back down and then put a binder coat, grind an inch and a half, put another inch and a half leveling coat and then a 2-inch top.
Yeah.
All the way up through. And the price is, I got, the last one I got. Northeast paving was the one with the grind with it. It was 203,000.
That's grinding a layer off or reclaiming it down to dirt?
No, grinding an inch and a half. Because that section going up the hill where I don't know what happened, but it's all bad. You gotta take that down because you can't go over that. It's just, it would last a year or two. You know, doing it this way, it's gonna last a long time. Spend $100,000 and have it last a couple of years, or spend 200,000 and have it last 15. And, you know. But, because we got chapter 90 money. And just wanted to see where you guys were at with that and where you want to head. So I'm going in the same direction you guys want.
Sure. Well, I think before we had asked the previous DPW chief, just come up with a plan, prioritize list. We've got a certain amount of money that we can spend from the chapter money. And then just, lay out what those projects are and how it consumes that money. Also keeping in mind that we have obligations like with Dodd Road
Right.
and others that already are earmarked. So what I had asked the previous DPW superintendent to do is to put together some sort of a plan that outlined those intentions. Is that what this is?
So this is a road projects list that Derek had given me. Is it okay if I?
Yeah. Yeah, so essentially what I would want is just to show, which ones you feel are priorities. Here's our top amount. After we chew through this amount, in the earmarks, what do we have left? Just so that we're showing a conscious effort to take care of the roads, but also not burn through the money without knowing where we end up.
No, I do have the list of the priorities that. Because after I beat that, that's what I did, went through it and figured out what my priorities were and just to make sure they're, consistent with yours.
Sure. Yeah, I personally don't have one. I just know we do have a list from BRPC of the priority list of the roads. It was based on a study we did with Sheffield. It showed which roads were not just the ones in the worst conditions, but it was based on how frequently they were traveled. How many people lived on the road. They tried to break it down a way where they were getting the most bang on the buck for the most residents.
Right. Yeah, and that's kind of what I've been looking at too, is I've been driving around seeing where most houses are, what roads are most traveled. Because there's a few roads that, I mean, they're long, but nobody lives on. But the goals that I had set forth, like for maybe in the spring, if we get it, was the Silverbrook paving. The town hall parking lot. Cause that's horrible. And then that would be like chapter 90 money. And then I got a plan, we're gonna replace culverts on South Beach Plain Road, they're all shot up through. And then Croc Hill, that backside, getting some pavement up to the top, so it's not, doesn't continue to keep washing down on that road, cause you have to go over there and clean it off, and it's a nightmare. I mean, could be pushed down, I mean, I know that's not a very much traveled road, but.
Did you say Croc Road?
Croc.
Rock Hill.
Croc Hill. But the culverts on South Beach Plain, we got a lot of them in the shop, which we could replace those ourselves.
Nice.
So that wouldn't be chapter 90. But
Sure.
the thing I'm trying to get, what I'd like to get is what projects we can get going so we can get them for the spring.
Yeah.
So I can get on their list, like if we're gonna do Silverbrook in the town hall, that'd be like the major projects I'd like to see done in the spring.
Sure.
The town hall, that's terrible.
Sure.
And it's dangerous and it's, it doesn't look good for the town, in my opinion. And I think if we, at the town hall parking lot, I haven't got a complete price yet, but they told me about 50 to 75,000 in that ballpark. And then we'll be getting rid of it, redoing it, and then we could fix it, the water runs off the thing and not down the hill.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then further on in, like Town Hill is probably 3 years from now, by the time they draw the plan up. We get the estimate, we're still waiting on the estimate for the engineering. Once we get that, then we'll figure out if we're gonna do it, I mean, which we think we have to, but. And then by the time we get the engineering done, that's probably a year. And then you put it out the bid, so you're probably looking 3 years for the town, Same with Dodd Road,
Sure.
by the time you get the plans, cause I talked to the guy. A couple weeks ago, and he said we wouldn't see a set of plans for at least.
Now, who are you using for the engineering?
Well, we haven't got probably Time Bond,
Okay.
because they've been Time Bond's getting the estimate for Town Hill right now.
Okay.
And that's as far as got with them. They're giving us the estimate. As soon as we get the estimate, we can go over it and figure out if we're gonna go forward or what. But I mean, the Town Hill is definitely one that should be on top of the list.
Sure.
You live up there, you know the culvert. I mean, every culvert you hit, they're caving in.
Sure.
One of my concerns is Town Hill turns into a major detour if there's anything on Route 8 or when the bridge replacement happens on by Silverbrook.
Yep.
If that is the detour,
It is.
and it's not an appropriate detour for heavy truck traffic.
No, and I mean, driving heavy trucks up there with the culverts the way they are, I mean, it's not good. They're pretty bad.
So like trying to tie in anything that we're doing to prepare for a major shutdown, such as that bridge or
Right.
any major culvert.
Yeah, I almost wonder if you want to just, if it came to it, could you just put riprap in those big ditches just to keep people with something smaller on top, keep people
Sure.
from falling into it, That could be a temporary, the water would flow through it,
Right.
it would hold the truck up, and keep you out of those holes.
Well, it's not that, it's the culverts are caving in under the road.
Sure.
Just afraid they're gonna go down,
Got it. Yeah, and I was concerned also with the width of the road. It's getting narrower and narrower.
But I mean, and then something like that, I mean, should I do it with the equipment we have, it's gonna be, we'd have to get somebody. To do something like that, like, I wouldn't wanna. Not waste the money, but I'd like to do it so we don't have to spend the extra money to have that done first.
Yeah.
We go forward so we can get it done the right way once.
Sure.
And not pay, an extra $50,000 just to make it safe for trucks.
Sure. So maybe coordinating the Town Hill with the Silverbrook replacement, because that's gonna be quite a ways out too.
Yeah, the bridge, and then the Croc Hill Bridge, or not Croc Hill, South Beach Plain Bridge, which we're in the process now of applying for the small bridge stuff to see if we can get engineering and stuff for that, so
Okay.
that's what I'm working on now.
It's a daunting task.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, a lot
I'm
of stuff.
applying, I'm going through it and applying for everything, anything and anything that I find out there. I'm gonna apply for money, and if they'll give us to do anything, we'll just do it.
Sure.
my opinion, they got all the money, we can get anything.
Hmm.
You know, and then like the Town Hill, we're gonna put in for the Complete Streets program too, to try to, take away from any money on the upper side, if we can get a grant for the Complete Streets to do the, get rid of that island and make it so you can see both ways, you know?
Got it. And except for that's where the mailboxes are, so somehow,
Right.
some way we'd have to make an
Yeah, they have to
accommodation.
figure it all out, they'd have to engineer it and all that stuff, but.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, but I think, I'm working on that too, I mean, and we're gonna apply for complete, maybe we can get it to cut the cost, you know, off of that too. And
You put that big rock there on that island.
That was Paul Gaudet. I actually seen him driving down there with his tractor.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
Why do you put it there?
Cause he's sick of people hitting his mailbox, I think.
Yeah, hit that rock first and you'll know it.
I mean, that's a terrible intersection.
No line of sight.
You can't see nothing, I come out and go to the left so you can see up the hill.
Yeah, Tony, who was a working foreman before you came, put the school bus stop, because there's the bus stops there too, which is the worst of it. People come around the corner and the bus is sitting there and parents are like terrified their kids are gonna get.
Sure, it's not a good, it's not a very good intersection.
So do you have the ability to make like just a simple spreadsheet to show the pluses and minuses, and then we have an understanding? It'll probably help you too with your planning for what you have left to work with. 'Cause
Yeah.
we do have a decent amount in that fund, and just understanding how it's being distributed better.
Yeah, no, I was gonna, I just wanted to see if I was going in the right direction where I didn't wanna put it all together and then you say, that's not what we want.
Sure.
So if we can, you know, like Silverbrook and the town hall, I got the price, and I mean, you wanna look at this. They even gave me prices, while the guy was here, I just had him give me a bunch of prices, just so I know, even to do the top of Silverbrook, that hill.
Sure.
Because if anything ever happens, that's the route around, you know?
Yep.
One of them, so it's gotta be kind of gravel.
Sure.
I think that's why we put some money into it a couple of years ago. It just wasn't done right.
Yeah, there isn't any gravel on it, it's muddy, I mean, I spent some time up there, I had a guy up there for a couple days, just cleaning the ditches and I mean, the dirt on the side of the road was up so high the water couldn't get off. So we went over and I pushed it off and flattened it out, made it so the water could get off. You know, we did that on Fox Hill too. We just did some on Hammertown. We replaced the culvert over at Fox Hill.
We received a complaint or the email from somebody on Hammertown concerned about their road quality.
Yeah.
Was that addressed? Yeah.
Yeah, we fixed it up best we could. It's freezing and, you know, we couldn't do it. We'll do better when we grade it. We put some gravel on it, cleaned out all the ditches.
So I heard from that individual and they were happy as they got a file.
Yeah, I don't think we were at least for me, I wasn't so much concerned with which projects were being done as long as it was being done correctly. I was really nervous after I saw some work done on Silverbrook personally that we weren't, I just didn't have any faith that we were doing things properly. But you know, that's not the case. We have a little more confidence in yourself based on what you've been doing. And yeah, I just want to know that it's being handled professionally, and it seems like that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, like I said, I just wanted to meet with you guys to make sure I'm heading in the same direction you guys want to go in.
I mean, I would follow your lead. You certainly know more about it than we do, but
It's just the money aspect. What you
yeah,
guys want
Steve
to
was
do.
saying we our couple supers ago decided to slam in a couple culverts, and that's probably gonna end up being $1 million mistake.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, could we go up and put culverts in downhill? Yeah, but it's not, it's like putting lipstick on a pig, and
Sure.
you know what I mean?
Sure.
We're gonna waste our time and our money. That's not what we're set up for.
Sure.
You know, we're to maintain the roads and we're not construction company.
So does he have a clear understanding of what's already earmarked out of the chapter 90 funds?
Well, that's what I was just talking about, making sure we put together a spreadsheet to identify Dodd and Town Hill and some of these other things that we're talking about.
But you guys already have that earmarked, right?
Yeah.
So if he knows that, then he knows.
Yeah, that's
what's
right.
left and
Right.
around that.
Cause Dodd we got some money for a grant, like 160,000. And then somebody applied for some 70,000, but it was actually 87,000, so. That whole thing has gotta get straightened out. Because nobody seems to know what was applied for, what was used, I mean. So I don't, that was before me.
Sure.
Me and Connie are trying to figure it out, but it's like. deciphering, I mean, it's crazy. Figure out what he applied for, whoever applied for, and what money we're getting, and
The Todd Road, is the rehabilitation part done? up there?
yes, we finished that part November 15th. They planted the last thing, so that part's done. So now we're just waiting for the engineering, which the guy said be a year, and God only knows how much that's gonna cost.
I talked to one of the landowners up there tonight, and they're planning on starting logging in January. I don't know if that
I mean,
plays
they
into any of
did,
your planning.
Yeah, he called me, O'Rourke, and yeah, he can pass through there. I mean, it's passable. I drive down it all the time. I don't know what a log truck's gonna do to it, but
Just wait until it freezes.
yeah, hopefully it freezes. It's real narrow too.
I would suggest taking pictures of the area that was rehabilitated, just because we have some homeowners up there that might not be too respectful of that work.
No, I got pictures of it all. When they planted the sticks or whatever they call them, you know. I'm not a website. So they look like sticks.
The expensive sticks.
Yeah, the guy took them like an hour, it cost $1,000.
How about the just general status of the of your highway department? Like, we had did the salt shed cover
Yeah,
get
that's
replaced?
done.
It's done.
That's done.
One of the things that killed us last year is the wing never got put on the grader because nobody told David it had to get put on. So
Yeah, I didn't put anything, I don't, do you have a road wide enough for a wing? Yeah,
So they usually wing
just
the,
wing the banks back.
on the main roads with grader.
Yeah, if you guys want it on, we'll put it on.
So historically, it's been on by Thanksgiving.
Okay,
That's just the rule of thumb. At least that's, I don't remember who told me that.
David,
I didn't even think about it because we haven't got enough snow to need it in forever, so.
Yeah, well, last year we needed it and it wasn't on, and it
Okay.
wasn't gonna go on.
Well, it'll go on next week.
Yeah. Just cause you never know. I
Yeah, you
mean,
never know.
we've had 4-foot snowstorms. I mean, you know.
unless I don't know if having the wing on there is detrimental to your grading that you might be doing.
No, we're not doing it. The only thing we gotta do to the grader is we gotta change the moldboard.
Yeah.
You know, because the teeth are gone on.
Which I think we
have that.
yeah.
So we can put that on. I gotta see if I'm sure it'll fit in the garage with the wing on it. If not, maybe we can just put the moldboard on next week and I'll throw the wing on it.
It's a big piece of equipment.
Yeah, it's big. Well, I need to go in there and get service,
Sure.
you know. That's one thing I'm finding, that nothing with service.
Yeah. And that was one of our complaints. I mean, I'm glad that you've taken it upon yourself to change the five. I assume you're changing 550 oils.
Yeah, well,
But you know, they're sending 2 guys out to Sarah, dropping it off, sending 2 guys out to pick it up. You got
It
six
took me
to 8 hours there, where even if you had sent it to Lombard and waited for it, that'd be
Still.
less than half the time. And if you're
Plus-
doing it yourself,
Plus a
it'd be
mechanic
better.
for what?
Hour and a half to do
85?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that down to an hour.
well, it took me an hour to find the tools.
Yeah, you'll have that.
Yeah,
No, that's
I think that's great.
Great.
I like the fact that you're treating it like a private business. I think that's important.
I mean, like, they were wanting me to send the truck out to get batteries put in. I said, no, we're gonna take the batteries out and put them in. So I made one of the guys, I watched him and I went over it with him and just take them out, sent them down to Canaan Auto, got 2 new batteries, threw them in, it was done.
yeah. Versus paying hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
$195 an hour.
Yeah.
Well, and
Plus travel.
plus the 2 guys, cause you gotta take 2 trucks.
Right. Which that's, not really a pushback, but they're not liking it.
Well, who wouldn't want a half day of windshield time?
Yeah, they're not liking that. I always have something for them to do. You know?
I mean, that's the job.
Well, that's what I told them.
You're never gonna run
I don't know
out.
about you guys, but I can't stand standing around all day.
Yeah.
And I said to him, what do you do all winter? Well, we work.
You know, I've asked that
I
question
said, "On
for
what?"
3.5 years.
The roads are frozen, there's snow on the ground. What did you do all winter? Well, there was always something to do. Well, what? I said, I'm just asking.
Name the task.
You know, I said, because I said to one of them, I said, obviously it wasn't maintenance.
That's a John Field thing to say.
It's just stuff like that. I mean, they didn't have a grease gun at work. I had to go buy a new grease gun because the grease gun was shot. So
Nice. You use that undercarriage washer in there?
Yeah, they're gonna. Asked them, I said, you ever use that? No, never used it. It's not really meant for big
No.
trucks like that. They're too high. but we're gonna use it.
It's better than nothing, right?
Oh,
Last time you were in here, we were, John wasn't here, but we were discussing some of the paperwork that we have you guys filling out and thought it was maybe overkill.
Well, it's not that, it's a great idea if they're,
no.
if they're gonna do it. I mean, it's obviously what they're writing down out there and what was getting done are not two the same thing.
Right, and we were just looking for accountability, and if you're in that position holding people accountable, I'm good with relaxing.
If trucks start falling apart, you can tell
Yeah.
they're not maintained. That's on me.
Sure. Well, that was what happened last year when we started talking about the capital plan. It was like, well, what condition are the vehicles in? Because two of them were supposed to be on the list for last year, one this year. And then when we pressed him on, he said, oh, no, they'll be good for another 7 years. There was just never any.
Those trucks, if you take care of them, maintain them, last 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not bad trucks. I mean, they're good trucks. They don't get a lot of mileage.
But they will get eaten alive
If
if
you
you
don't want.
don't wash them.
Which
and
they
make
already
them.
are a little bit, but I'm hoping we can catch it, you know?
Yeah.
And
The oldest
I
truck-
know, I mean, if this was my full-time job, I would have been watching these guys do all this stuff, but those, I mean,
Yeah, and the aspect,
can we just say, like, don't bother with them?
I don't care. It doesn't affect me one way or another.
But it's useless, it's a useless exercise if you're just having them do it. I'd rather them spend more time greasing than filling out that paper.
Well, that's what I mean. They come in and they grab the paper and I think they fill it out before they even leave.
Oh, yeah.
To be
The
honest.
purpose
I
of it
watched
was,
them the first month. Not one of them pulled the hood on the truck. Not one of them.
Check off to check the oil though.
Check the door. Yeah,
Yeah.
I stood, the first month, I just kind of watched. And kind of see what they did and stuff like that. Not one of them. I never seen them take a grease gun out, never seen them do anything like that.
Yeah.
And it's not, I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, because two of them are brand new.
Yeah.
They've never had anybody, I mean, the last guy obviously didn't make them do it.
No.
And then Dave's been there 21 years and had 15 bosses, so.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can't blame him.
Yeah.
I mean, he said 15.
Well, I mean, on the other side
Well,
of the
you-
coin, you still know what a grease gun is.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have a little pride. That's what I said to him one day, guys. I said, why don't you guys take a little pride in your work? I sent them out to do some stuff and they just go as fast as they can and do a shit job and have to send them back up there and do it again. I said, you're not gonna be done till it's done right.
No.
So do it right the first time.
So with hearing all this, probably taking a look at the union contract, you understand the disciplinary process.
Yep.
All right. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but you know, if writing people up gets their attention, these are well-paid jobs.
Right.
We tried to align the pay with private industry in an effort that if people didn't want to toe the line, we'd be able to find people who would, you know.
You would think you would with the pay. I mean, you really would.
Well,
I think now, I mean, if that ever came up, I don't think you'd have a hard time finding it. Plus, I mean, people talk about who's running the department, so people don't want to work for people like that.
mhm.
You know what I mean? No, not saying anything bad about anybody, but if,
You don't have to.
if this, I mean, Sandisfield doesn't have the greatest reputation.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, when I was gonna take the job, a bunch of my buddies said, you out of your mind?
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, well, I'll try it.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Because of John.
Yeah, tell you what, I was impressed the other week. Ralpha was out pre-salting the night before the intersections, doing his thing. And then when I left for work at a little after 5, you guys were already going.
Yep.
And we beat the towns that they have black roads before we start.
Well, I met the town lady, and she's like, that's the first time you guys beat me out since I've been here.
Yep, it was impressive, and
And we weren't out really early, we were just the right time.
Yep.
You know, my.
it's all about timing, yeah.
And you're not gonna nail it every time, but, you know, and plus, I don't know Sandisfield as well, I mean, Beckett, 10 times worse. But-
Everybody does say, you know, you get to Sandisfield and the roads are white, and it's like, well, it's Sandisfield. It's
Yeah.
like, no, it doesn't need to be that way.
No, it does, I mean,
And we don't need to burn the stuff off the road, but
and plus, I've been talking to them too about, I mean, running the way they're running the standards, I mean, they're putting down way too much salt. You know, when they're out there, I mean, putting down 500 pounds a mile when you only need to be putting down 240. You know.
Do we have the automated systems on those?
Right, they do, but they run them in manual.
Why?
I don't know. I've asked them all that
Oh,
and they can't answer it.
I just signed warrants for 67 tons of road salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I tried to explain it to him. I've been arguing with him. I finally told him the other day, I said, all right, I'll make you guys a deal. Just try it my way.
Yep.
The first time, you know, and see it works. I said, I plowed in the state for 10 years. I said, I know you don't have to put all that salt.
Yep.
I said, it's the salt is just to keep the stuff from sticking to the road. You want to plow it off.
Yeah.
So it's, so we're gonna, hopefully I can work that into
oh, you will.
him.
It's all about.
What does it benefit to put 500 pounds a mile?
Nothing.
Why do they do it? Do they
Because
have?
they think it helps.
Oh.
They think the more salt you put out there, the more it's gonna help.
If a little bit's good, a lot more is better. Right?
I got you,
That's the
yeah.
The biggest
mentality.
thing is you gotta get out there and pre-treat. If you don't pre-treat, you're behind the 8 ball right down there.
Then you're trying to melt ice.
Then you're trying to melt it instead of just plowing it off.
Yeah.
You know, I think they said it takes, if you put 240 pounds down on a mile to pre-treat. And then if you didn't pre-treat, it'd take you 17,000 pounds to get it off.
Wow.
Yeah, it's that much. It's because it's not meant to melt down through, you're not an inch of snow. It's supposed to keep it from sticking, so you just come back and just shove it off the road. You know? Yeah, I've been working with them, talking to them, and they've been pretty receptive. I no complaints. At the beginning, they were a little pushbacky, but they realized that I don't, you know, I've been nice and I haven't really pushed yet. They don't really know how I push, so
So you're just warming up.
I'm warming up.
Yeah. I like that. I saw that in the cutting on Town Hill. I only mentioned because I live on the road. It's the only one I really see, but the mowing, that one's already been mowed once this year, just for an example. And seeing them come back and actually do it properly is
right.
good. Yeah, because there's no point in doing it to get just a little bit. If you got to do it every single year, you're doing it wrong, right?
Well, that's what I said. If we go out there and mow all these roads, I said, by the time at the end of summer ends, I'm gonna have all these road mowed. And I said, then you probably don't have to go out every year. You go out and hit the bad spots, what grows up and you can do other stuff. You know?
We're getting a cycle where you're doing half of it one year and
Right,
the other half.
something like that, you know, see how it grows. You don't know. I mean, 183 was right up to the wires.
Yeah.
When I had him out there. So, that's what he's gonna stay out as long as the, weather holds out, he's gonna stay right out there.
It's a perfect time of year because you can see the rocks,
Yeah,
you know.
and the leaves don't get all on the road and it's, yeah, it works good. And then I have the guy with the blower go up after him most of the time and blow it off.
Yeah, it's looking good. I'm happy with the work you guys are doing.
Just gotta keep going, you know, and keep, improving. Like now we're up on Shade Road, cause Janie brought it to my attention that there was a couple culverts up there that had holes in them. They're getting changed on Wednesday. Those are-
You may have gotten more done in the last month than I've seen done in 6 months, to be absolutely honest with you.
I mean, we've gone, I mean, if you go take a ride up Fox Road, we got the bunch of the hills pushed off, so water can get off. Silverbrook, same way. Shade, I had them fix the end of it again. We've been up on Beach Plain, fix that hill. And we fixed the steep hill without a kind of blacktop, because the water was just running down the side of the road, going under the blacktop, and it was caving in. So I brought some 6-inch surge up there and filled in the ditches.
I still think you should have come to work for me.
I'm not a free guy.
No.
That's a young man's game.
Yep, I know.
I remember you when you were 16 running around with a chainsaw.
I cleared Brock Hill.
Well,
It was not passable. It wasn't an open road.
I did a house up there a long time ago. The one on the first.
Yep, on the right
I did
there.
a bunch of work in there and that road wasn't that wide.
Yeah.
That was 25 years ago.
Yeah, Gary and I cleared it in 99.
Do you have any other concerns or anything you want to bring up?
I just wanna go figure out where we are with the chapter 90 money, what I can shoot for and what I can get done. I mean, like according to Connie, we got 1.6 million in there and I don't know what you have earmarked for Dot Hill because we don't know what it's gonna cost.
Yeah.
We're gonna apply for grants for that and it's gonna take 2 to 3 years. So instead of letting that money sit there, we could be using it.
Sure.
Cause come July 1st, what do you get, another 700,000 or something? So if we use 500,000 of it, then come July 1st, you'd have 1.9.
Sure.
And then we know by July, we have a better understanding of where they are on Town Hill, and if they're another year out for the plans, spend some more.
Yeah.
And then we get maybe if you kept $1 million in there or something,
Sure.
just for DOT. But in the meantime, I'm gonna be applying for grants for DOT.
Sure.
So hopefully we can get some grants for that.
Yeah, it was really kind of convoluted as to what was earmarked through David. He said different things each time he was here. Now, my understanding was the engineering was a partial match. I don't even know if that's
We have to
true.
put in 60,000.
Okay.
I found that out. Looking into it. And then, like I said, Connie doesn't even understand it because he wasn't telling her again.
So, is it just a matter of just going through the emails and just making a call to the people
Well,
who's
we're
interacting?
working now with Ty and Bond, she's trying to figure out what, if you guys had anything earmarked for that.
Yep.
If there was any money set aside or, basically, we want to know what you planning to do with that money.
Mhm.
If you're saving $1 million for Dodd Road, then we know we ain't put that in anything we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, if you're saving 500,000.
But we don't know what Dodd's gonna cost yet.
No,
Like I
no.
said, David said a lot of numbers. I know the engineering, he had asked us that we'd have to pay for a certain match. Maybe that's the 60 grand you're talking about.
There's $160,000 grant there.
Yeah.
For, which should cover a lot of it.
Yeah.
The majority of the engineering, in my opinion. I don't
Sure.
know, you
And
know?
that other 60 might have been the difference.
Right, I think that's what it was, in which the town has to put up. when
Yes.
the Planning is done.
I caught him multiple times, giving us multiple answers,
Well,
and then I started recording it.
yeah, I wanna have the answers before I come here. That's why I'm trying to get on the same page with you guys.
So I guess you keep on asking. I think the answer is we don't really have a definitive numbers earmarked for any of the roads, because every number we got was different. We want to have money for Dodd, we want to have money for Town Hill, but I don't think we have like a set dollar amount earmarked.
But the problem is like with Dodd and, Town Hill, we ain't gonna know what we need for money for them until the plans come.
Yeah.
I mean, the Town Hill's probably gonna cost $2 to $3 million. I bet you, by the time you're done, but if you do it right when they design it.
Yeah.
I bet you it's in that ball.
I bet we got that into that road already.
Probably,
We've redone it 14 times in 15 years.
and probably Dodd Road's the same way.
Yeah.
You know, so. The question is, do you hold all the money for that? And not do anything else?
Well, I think there's gonna come a point where, either like with the complete streets program, can that negate part of it? Do we come up with a road capital plan that helps us identify how do we start putting money towards specific
Right.
roads? I worked with Connie to identify how much gravel we're putting on each road. One of the roads, I'll give you, actually, you and I should sit down. I have a whole booklet on all the documents I've squirreled away from the DPW, but one of the roads was something like $50,000 a year. And material was going on just one specific road. And the idea was eventually we get to a point where we just take out a loan, rebuild the road, and use the 50 grand to start paying it down, or some sort of version of that thought process. But coming up with some sort of road capital plan, with the priority list, we can start squirreling away money towards the things that we know we need to replace. Even if you just have estimates, according to Brad, there was a software program that's on your computer that'll give you a per mile cost, just to exhume and rebuild.
Oh, yeah, you get it. I have per mile. You can figure that out pretty soon.
So if we can start with that rough number, at least we can start, making targets of what we have to get to.
Yeah, no, and I will work. I am working. But my question is, like, now it's November.
Mhm.
If we're gonna do some projects in the spring, we need to.
Yeah.
Because they're over 50,000, they're gonna have to go out. Right, they're
Yeah.
all gonna have to go out and be submitted and 3 people or whatever, I mean. Go out of the paper and all that stuff.
Good.
So if we wanna, if we, like, say, if we agree that we're gonna do Silverbrook in the town hall parking lot or something like that.
Yeah.
Then it gives me something to shoot forward with, and then we know we're getting somewhere.
Yep.
And
Why
in the
don't we
meantime,
do that, just that?
and I can continue working on the
Yeah.
capital plan.
Yeah.
Because I'm still trying to figure out what roads need the most. I don't know where they put $50,000 of gravel in a year, because there ain't a road out here that's got $50,000 worth of gravel.
Sure.
Because I seen how they do it. They sprinkle a little bit here and then they sprinkle a little bit there, and so you put half an inch on, then he comes down and grades it and pushes it all off in the bushes.
Yeah, the reporting may have been flawed also, because it was up to the guys to report where the material was going, and that was one of the biggest problems. Town would dump a tremendous amount of material at DPW, and guys would spend an entire week moving it in little dump trucks. So I think you're gonna have to just see how the process goes and oversee it.
In my opinion on that, if we're gonna fix a road, I'm gonna have Tonalino haul it right to the road.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna haul it, I mean.
Wait, we said that.
fix the road.
We
There's a
said
load
that.
of dense grade at the cemetery on the hill up
I
here.
know,
I bought it for the town, donated it for that.
somebody told me that.
The hill, it's washed out again.
That's on my list to go up, and I actually was on my list to talk to you guys about, because I don't know, we maintain and all that. Sometimes the cemeteries department does stuff like that or what.
No,
I didn't wanna step on that.
I don't
We
know.
mow it, so I think we might be obligated to take.
Cause there is a nice washout in there, it should be fixed.
Yeah. Yeah,
They can do that with that.
We don't plow in the winter time, right? We
no.
just plow maybe the entrance open or something.
Is that what it is?
And can we use it to stockpile stuff?
Where they have in the past.
Yeah,
Right.
Cause that piece of town land goes all the way over to Silverbrook. It's actually a really big lot.
Wow.
So if you go up and around the corner where they're stockpiling material, it's way out of the way of the cemetery. But if you look at the access maps for the town, that there's a lot of frontage on Silverbrook where that pops out again.
Yeah, I mean, if now that I know we can use it, I wanna clean it up because there's enough area back there where the stuff doesn't have to be out where the people have to see it.
Yeah.
So we can get it cleaned up and pushed in the back. So I mean, I'm not saying we're gonna dump a lot of stuff, but if we need to dump a load of stuff or something, I mean, plus like trees, I got 3 trees, them ones they cut down on the lower west. What do you do with all the trees you get, the lumber, the logs? If John doesn't take cut 'em, I mean.
so generally, what we do for the towns is once the trees come down and the taxpayers or whoever's passing through cuts what they want to cut and take for firewood, we go around and pick up all the stuff because you hit that with a wing in the winter and
Yeah, that's what I mean,
you gotta go pick it up and stockpiling it.
it's just gonna rot, so I didn't know if there was
Just-
a local guy that took it or something like that.
We have a place where we can get rid of the bigger stuff for no money.
I mean, I'm surprised, there's 2 trees down on our lower west, they're perfect firewood, I mean, they're perfect. Nobody's touched them.
Yep.
It's hard work doing firewood.
I know.
Sure, the firewood's getting up there in age.
Ooh, that is a dangerous place.
But I was just gonna go up with the back or move them off these people's front yard and just bring them down and put them off in the woods somewhere.
Yeah.
But, I didn't know if you got somebody in town took them or we had to let them know or something.
No, I know about one of the McEwens. You go down and he's picked them up on occasion too.
Yeah.
Chip them, I'll take the chips.
He wants
Yeah,
this.
I mean, even if we put them in our dump truck and hauled them to somebody, just to get them off the road,
Sure.
you know what I mean? So they're not there, cause there's a lot of places around there, you see where, I mean, people cut, the tree fell down and they cut it, and it's like right on the edge of the road. There's a couple of them gonna have to go back and cut them back further, cause I'm sure they hit them with snowplow.
We talked about this once about having a stockpile location where people can just go there and split their own or take it.
Yep.
Maybe the backside of the cemetery, making use of that land out there is.
That's a big liability thing. What I would rather see is something maybe on the website where you could sign up for a 550 load of wood. And you just go around, pick it up and drop it at their house.
Go down the list.
Go down the
Tell them
list.
you gotta take what we got, you're
Yep.
not gonna come pick and choose.
No, that's the thing. The trees, they are what they are. I mean, I would have a limit. I wouldn't bring anything over 24 inch
No.
diameter because nobody's
Nobody
going
did
to.
that. Well, my father, but he's nuts.
Oh yeah,
You could have a simple waiver on the website where the application was somebody said, hey, I want the wood, I'll take whatever gets dropped. That way it's in writing and then.
Yeah.
Done.
and it's free firewood.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean,
definitely a good way to
Then we
do
got a
it.
place to get rid of it. Like, I mean, you don't really want people up at the cemetery cutting and splitting firewood.
No,
Let
you-
me cut
you-
your fingers off. And
Jen said that before. That was one of my bad ideas. I said it twice now.
Good thing I'm still here.
years ago, it would have been a good thought, but
Yeah.
nowadays with everybody suing everybody, you can't do any of that.
Yeah.
Don't we know? All right.
So,
One thing, Steve,
Yeah, go ahead, Carl.
does he have access now to the old guys, the other guys' email and stuff like that? What I'm concerned about is conversations that he might have had with state people and stuff like that, so I just.
no, I do actually, but I've gone back and went through it. We had it all transferred to this main email.
Okay.
Just so we can go through it, and get everything done. But I check it all every day.
Sure.
What are we gonna do about deals that the last guy made with people like that? Access road that's really a freaking driveway.
So that was actually on my to-dos to point out tonight. So we had the chair of the conservation came in, Mary Turk. She said that a local resident was allowed to, or took it upon himself to build a driveway in his property. And I'd like to just know what your background is on it. If you were approached by the person, do you
I
have?
was, I found, somebody called me, actually, I just stopped to see the guy, and then Mary called me and told me he was putting a thing in. And he told me he's putting an access road.
Yeah.
I said, all right, so we gotta get a permit
Mhm.
for an access road. So we went back, and that's when I talked to Janie, we didn't have an access road permit.
No.
But there's an access road, it tells you what you have to do for an access road.
Yeah.
And says nothing about conservation commission, the only person that's gotta sign off on it is me. And he was just putting a nice, and I keep hearing that he's putting a driveway. No, the guy was just doing a nice job, cause I told him when I was up there, don't make it look like crap.
Yeah.
I mean, cause people will complain, I said, do it right. And, then nobody will complain, well, it seems like it's just the opposite.
I spend more time on the phone with him in the last several days. I mean, he's turned up.
Yeah, I don't blame him, I mean, cause it
Because-
says it right in the town bylaw.
Well, because he's not trying to, I mean, there's part of it is his fault, because even, so the access doesn't require a conservation or planning board sign off. But the Wetlands Protection Act doesn't care. So if there's wetlands, you have to know, but his point is he wasn't trying to get away with anything.
Mm.
You know, it'd be easier for him to put a 20-foot, he didn't want to do the 20-foot blacktop apron
Right,
to move his rocks,
I know,
you know?
And
And
my-
now he's got a cease and desist
I
and
know.
gotta hire a wetland scientist and all this other crap for potentially an intermittent stream.
My opinion is, I just don't agree with that, because I mean, it's a runoff, it's a swale down the side of the road.
Yeah.
You know, and he said 97 feet from the culvert. I mean,
Well, it says in the access road policy that access road shall in no instance impede or restrict the water flow of existing culverts. So the idea that he put a culvert in doesn't make it a driveway. It just has to be a temporary structure. And if you gave him permission, I think what needs to happen is we need to have a meeting amongst yourself and Mary and maybe the planning board, have some sort of a team meeting and say, how do we want to approach driveways, access roads, what have you? Because a simple conversation between yourself and her probably would have avoided this. Not that I'm not faulting you. You did what you were supposed to based on the bylaws, but I think she was offended thinking somebody was doing illegal work when in fact he had actually reached out to you.
and I talked to Mary on Friday, and she was fine, but
Mhm.
you know, me and her differ on opinions, you know, that's, I mean, people do. My opinion on the whole thing is, all right, you want to change the rules for the access roads and all that stuff, that's fine, but you can't make this guy suffer because he did what the town said he had to do. So now you're gonna make him spend all kinds of money to hire wetlands people and all this stuff.
Yeah.
That's
For
my-
a stream, potentially an intermittent stream that is nearly 100 feet away
right,
on the uphill
on
side.
the uphill side.
The water where he is never going
Never
that
go
way.
up. And
If it does,
it's not wetlands there, it's just a drainage ditch with
road
drainage.
runoff.
Yeah, so I think it can't be, so I think Mary's got a point, I understand her point, but I just think you can't make an example out of this guy because he's done what we asked of him, he's done what the bylaw says, and I really don't think he should have to hire a wetlands person out of his own pocket to
Yeah.
do something that wasn't his fault. That's my opinion, you guys do what you like, but.
What's
Yeah,
the difference?
I did, excuse me, Carl. I did talk to Vinnie about him. And I did relook at our bylaw,
Mhm.
and we did talk about it, and. He's an access road, if you bring in new materials, there's no home there, it's not his driveway. He's being just, in my opinion, bullied by our town.
every single thing that Sam does is top notch.
It's great, I mean, that's why I said to
And to me,
people are
it's
complaining.
a beautiful job, and I, as a member of the planning board, I know we don't have any issue with it.
Well, the messed up thing is he's moving to Essex. He's
Yeah.
he just got onto their conservation commission in Essex. And it's like, he's like, and now my name's being dragged through the mud because I did a nice job.
He should have consulted conservation, just because like with a building permit, the onus is on the applicant to make sure they're not in the wetlands.
Well, let me ask you
It's not
this,
the building inspector's job to tell you you're in the wetlands. You're supposed to approach conservation.
but let me
So
ask you
he
this,
did.
if it's an intermittent spring, when he did that, do we know if the road was dry, if everything was dry at that time?
If you look at the
It
GIS
doesn't
map,
look
there
like
is
it
not,
was all dry.
there's not a
That's what I'm saying.
jurisdictional wetland within 100 feet of
I
there.
believe that.
Then
There may be a BVW. I don't know, but without hiring a wetland scientist, you can't determine whether or not there's a jurisdictional wetland, and you just wouldn't do it.
No, and I don't think it is beyond him to have to spend the money on.
I agree.
Well, that's his gripe. He's gonna either hire an attorney, he's gonna hire a wetland scientist, Emily Stockman is amazing. And spend whoever knows how many $1,000s to potentially prove that he didn't break any law, and does he get reimbursed at that moment from Sandisfield?
Should he?
Huh?
Should he?
Yeah. But if he's wrong, he should pay for it.
So the difference between driveway and access road is that driveway, there's gotta be a house there, is that?
temporary, it's just temporary.
Temporary.
An access road is a temporary road, like the guy wants to get his rocks off his property.
Yeah.
But you
Okay, so
still,
access
you still
road
need
is
to use
temporary.
culverts, you can't impede the water flow. So he did everything right for an access road, it's just a well-done one, like you said.
Right, I mean, and that's what I was hearing, I mean, it'd be so nice to be an access road. Well, would you want him just to throw a bunch of crap in there and have it washing out the road? I mean,
Yeah.
the guy did a nice job, and I talked to him, told him to do it, makes it look nice. He did, I think he did a great
A
job.
lot of the other ones you see have the lawn out in the street.
Right,
But now, I mean, I don't know if there's anything for us to do at this moment, because I think if he had a driveway permit, the conservation would have went there and stamped it off.
probably,
Yep, that's what I think.
probably. But, and I understand his point too, he didn't wanna put a 20-foot apron in, which is extreme, I've never seen a town with a 20-foot apron. That's extreme.
No, it's another example of our bylaws not really speaking enough. And maybe that one blurb needs to be put in that, make sure to speak to conservation before you start the process. I mean,
Well, that's what I said to Janie. I said, you guys can change it to whatever you want, but I mean, they can't really fault the guy that followed the law, bylaws to begin with. You wanna change it after that, I completely understand it, but.
I agree.
The Conservation Commission actually vote on something, because one person doesn't get to decide what the Conservation Commission does. They actually vote on something,
I don't
if
know.
it's just one person, it's not the Conservation Commission speaking, even if that person's a member of the Conservation Commission.
No, she did tell me one of the other ones went up there. Looked at up there.
No, but they have to vote.
Yeah, I don't know if they voted.
Yeah, they had a meeting after they went up and did a site visit, and I'm sure that's where the enforcement order came from. But so I guess this is just I hate to say it, but just another
Second tower even came down, that there were toxins in the air.
that really doesn't inspire anybody to do anything nice.
No, I mean, it kinda puts a bad taste in people's mouth.
Yeah.
Well, moving forward, I think just let everybody know that they need to interact with conservation before they start. I mean,
Yeah, he was already working on it when I saw him, but then I went and I read the bylaw for the access road. And that's when I talked to Jamie about a permit, and we wrote up the permit, I had him fill it out. We thought he was good. And like I said, he's done everything I'd asked, he's never been rude, he's never, fought me on it, he's been great, he's a good guy.
Yeah, Sam. He definitely turned up.
Yeah, he was when I seen him Friday. Cause I assumed after I didn't hear nothing again from Mary and everything, I assumed it was just done. So then he came down and showed me the cease and desist, and that's when I called Janie and asked her what was going on. I didn't hear nothing about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, you get dropped cease and desist, and you gotta do all these things. Whether you didn't do anything or you did.
Yeah, I know, it's gonna cost them money and for, When the guy was just trying to get it so he could park his camper over there or something.
Yeah, it's that, what's that? Same person.
What?
Hey, how are you?
Yeah. Actually, Mary. So we were actually just talking about the access road.
Yep.
The one you brought up. So Derek, I guess the applicant did approach Derek. And Derek guided him to do the access road, just as the bylaws say. He just did a better job than most people. I guess it is a temporary road in order to get the rocks out. And then I guess it'll be put back to what it was
Well, I think
existing.
he's gonna leave it, just so he has access to the property. I mean, because it doesn't have to be temporary, does it?
No, it does. It cannot be a permanent driveway.
Well, it's not, he's just, in case he needs access to the lot.
Another example. Yeah,
Because I thought it said it wasn't a driveway unless it was a dwelling and.
Doesn't there have to be a property there to be a driveway? In other words, once he builds a house or once somebody builds.
It does have that. If it's just to access the property, it's-
for internet use, yeah, then say that you don't take it out. No, I just think that what we're talking about is having some sort of a team meeting. We got.
they sent it to you, or how did it get to you? Oh, post.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's the matter? But yeah, I just think we should have a team meeting at some point just to get everybody on the same page about these permits and whatnot. You guys meet periodically. Obviously, he gets some of these applications and just make sure we can all work together. I know that you did a cease and desist, so at this point, is that based on the proximity he is to wetlands or based on the culvert that was put in?
Based on the proximity, and it's also based on the fact that there is some wetland type of soil there.
Mhm.
And he covered it and dug there. We don't know what he dug or covered because there's probably 18 inches of soil on top of it. He was told the 14th to stop. Never did. As I told John and when I told Derek, this was not done lightly. I probably spent 3 hours with Mark Stinson on this project. I wouldn't be surprised if it was more than 3 hours. He looked up extreme stats. He looked on the property aerially to see what was around there. So his thing was, do this. And then when we went to the commission, I shared what I saw. And they all agreed to do this. It's not an enforcement order, it is a violation order, which is different. I've never done a violation. So that took another half an hour. And basically a violation means you may have created something against the Mass Wetland law. We do not know, but you may have done something against it. So now you have to go to get a wetland person to prove you did not.
And who pays for that if he proves he did not?
He does.
That's not fair.
That's the way the law is. He does. He does.
Because I looked at the GIS maps and I don't see a jurisdictional wetland anywhere near,
There is a
way up the
way
street.
up and it goes all the way down and then it goes across the street. That's a stream that it's created. And you go argue with Mark. I told him,
I'm not
he's,
arguing with
no,
that.
I'm just saying he's free to call DEP and argue with me. I did this on consultant from our wetland specialist. He's our writer for the western section of Massachusetts. I did not do this lightly.
Sure.
He, like I said, he did stream stats and that's where they measure how the stream runs and things like that. But the bottom line is, again, if he just came to us and said, hey, there might be wetlands here, or can I dig here? We would have went up. Probably wouldn't even have gone anywhere else and just said, let us look. The whole thing was, what?
Yeah, so I think bottom line is, communication would probably be best. I think because our bylaws are kind of weak that way, it doesn't mention conservation. I think, Derek can approach conservation when an application comes in. And then moving forward, we could probably avoid all this.
I mean, we've got that with the building inspectors. A lot of the, I don't know if there's wetlands, there might be a problem here, so they ship it to us and say, hey, this was before. this was even with Eric Munson.
Sure.
There was nothing saying he had to go through conservation, but he would say, I don't know, they better talk to you first before I give them a permit.
Well, yeah, with the building department, it's not their responsibility. So they can say, hey, I see wetlands on the map. You should go see them. But the onus is on the applicant.
The
for
onus
most
is on
part.
the applicant.
So I think in this case, because it's not defined here, if we have an application that we have that people are gonna fill out, we'll just put on there, make sure you talk to conservation. That'll just save anybody the same problem in the future.
So if he had applied for a driveway permit, you would have said, just so I understand this, you would have said, well, I don't really know. You should probably have a wetlands delineation
Maybe.
done.
Maybe not, I can't say, because I don't know what he dug, I don't know what he covered. That's our biggest problem is, yeah, we would have seen the stream, but the biggest problem was, what did he disturb? There's hydric soil that was on top, black, dark hydric soil. That's a good indication that there might be wetlands that was disturbed. But all I had to do was, like I said, stop. I told him the 14th a week ago, just stop, don't do no more. You could do, and he said, do something. I said, I'm not gonna argue with what he gave you permission for up there, but down by the road, leave it alone. And he did not. He sent me an email, said, I looked here, I looked there. I didn't see nothing, take me off your agenda. And you and I know that's not how it works. So, my thing is, you're free, he's free to do what you want, but at this point, I'm getting my guidance from Mark.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Like I said, moving forward, we have a remedy, so. So motion to adjourn the work session,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks for coming in, Derek. Yeah.